What's going on, everybody? Uh, I'm here to do this quick video. I just did one probably about 2 hours ago. I can't remember. Uh, I didn't make myself real clear in that video, but there was this is another gentleman. He comment. I forgot his YouTube name, but I like how he I'm not gonna mention any names, but I like how he came across me. You know what I mean? He I think he commented on my video one time, and he didn't comment on it no more. But I like how he responded. I was talking about how I felt about Christianity, and you know, now I know a lot of people say, well, he keeps saying Christianity, Christianity, Christianity. Yeah, I'm approaching it in that way because I don't want, you know what I'm saying? I don't approach it in, everybody had a different way that they approach it. And this is just um, me just giving my perspective, so I have a right to my perspective or whatever. But I like how the brother came across, when I made my statements. I addressed the video very well, and I said that I didn't like how some people misuse the scriptures and all that. And the first thing that I liked it about what that brother said, he said, I totally understand where you coming from. That's what he said. He said, I totally understand where you coming from. And somebody like that, I think I can have more respect for that person, that type of person, than somebody that's, how people can speak on a biblical topic or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, they don't really try to identify with you. First, be able to, before a person or before you can tell anybody about anything biblical or spiritual or anything of that nature, anybody, you have to you have to be able to meet a person where they at. I'm not saying you got to compromise. Now, that may be wrong. Some people may disagree with that statement that I just made, and it's okay. But okay, let me give some examples. I don't know if this would be a good example or whatever, but I remember the stories in the Bible, since people want to speak on it so much. How the man that was blind, he said, "Thou son of David, have mercy upon me. Have mercy upon me, thy son of David." What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back and read the script, but he made, and the Bible said that Jesus stood still, you know and he turned around, and they brought the blind man to Jesus. He was the son of David. And the first thing that Jesus said, he said, "What is it that you want me to do for you?" Now, notice the question. I'm gonna look that script up. I know this was kind of unprofessional that I didn't use the script, but I was just eager to say this here, to make a point with that. You know what I mean? Now, I don't want to feel like I'm taking the script out of context and using it to, but if I am, then I'm willing to be critiqued for it. I'm that type of person, you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to use it to make a point, you know what I mean? Now, maybe some people may say, well, you using that to take advantage of what you're saying, you know what I mean? You're saying that, people take the word of God and use it the wrong way, but you're taking it out of context to justify the way you feel or whatever. Now, maybe I might be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I am, but I don't want to come off with it that way. But, if I am, then I'm willing to, you know what I mean? Then I'm willing to change it and, do better. You know what I mean? But I'm just letting y'all know that I'm being completely honest with myself, or whatever. I'm not trying to just make excuses against it or whatever, but I'm just expressing just giving my honest thoughts about how, what's going on, because in order for you to be able to interact with me, you need to know who I am. And I guess that's where it goes back to really get to really know that person first. You know what I mean? Like if somebody tells me something, or if somebody's speaking on a biblical topic or whatever, and they tell me all the things that they don't like about it, then the first thing I'm going to do is try to find out, okay, why is this? Let me try to see where this stemmed from, what this brother's talking about. You know what I mean? Let me see where it stemmed from. Let me find out how he actually feel about, like what I'm saying is that I guess this is a lesson for myself too. You have to really have a relation. In other words, it would be like me walking up and saying, I want this person is to marry me or whatever. I'm just using this as an example. It would be like me walking up to somebody or some woman and saying, hey, look, I want you to marry me. So and so forth, so on and so forth. Let's, whatever. No, I just want you to just marry me. I just want you to just marry me. Well, what about getting to really understand who I am as a person? And I'll be like, well, wait a minute. Look, we're in the last days. Let's get married. You know what I mean? Like that person gonna look at me weird. You know what I mean? So what we have to do is that we have to like, okay, let me try to see if I can establish a relationship first. You know what I mean? The first steps first. You know what I mean? Now, I don't want to sound like I'm coming off complaining or whatever. I don't want to do that. But that was just part of my mind. Maybe I'm talking like this is because I'm not. I can acknowledge it. Maybe I'm talking like this because I'm not really into it as like I used to. You know what I mean? And I ask myself, and I have to be honest, why is it that it's like I'm passionate about reading the Bible, but I'm not really that passionate about reading the Bible like I used to. But I am, but I just can't find myself. It's like it's a struggle. You see what I'm saying? But before, I'm not trying to mix myself up and like kind of talk two sides out of my head. I don't want the video to sound like that. I still want I hope the video makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, the parable that I just used, you tell me if you think this video made sense. Any of you, it doesn't really matter. Tell me if you feel that it makes, you know what I'm saying? Tell me if you think that what I just said was out of line. What I said was out of line. You know what I mean? Because I don't know everything. I can say some things. It can be completely wrong sometimes, but I was just giving my thoughts about it. I know that I'm supposed to put my thoughts in harmony with the biblical teachings of the biblical Bible. You know what I mean? I'm just where I am right now, and the only person I would say that can help me with that is God. You know what I mean? I will acknowledge that for the sake of those that do have a closer relationship with it than I do. A lot of people have a closer relationship with God than I do. But anyway, from what I have noticed, that when you approach someone with the word of God, I think even the Apostle Paul said that. He said, when I came unto you. Now, I know that's unwise for me to do that. Should I quote that, or should I have the scriptures prepared to say that? Because to make my points, I think I have to have the scriptures ready to do that. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to make some point, because he said, I could not come unto you as spiritual, but I had to come unto you as carnal. That's my phone doing that. But he said that's what the Apostle Paul said. He said, I couldn't come unto you as spiritual, but I had to come unto you carnal. You know what I mean? Which means I'm not saying that you got to compromise the truth just to satisfy me. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? I want to try to make sure that I'm saying what I'm saying, but I want to put everything that I'm saying in its rightful context. You know what I mean? With making my points and expressing how I feel. You know what I mean? Some people say that you're not supposed to question the Lord, question God. or whatever, but I guess, I don't know. He said he want us, I'm pretty sure that there's somewhere in the Bible that he said, well, he want us to learn of him. He said, take my yoke upon me and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart. You know what I mean? And you will find rest unto your soul, for my yoke is easy, my burden is light. So I guess that has to do with people putting their faith and their trust in him like me. That's something that I need to do, and I can admit it that, I'm on the wrong road. I can admit that. Yes, of course I can. But I'm just saying that I don't want nobody to misquote me what I'm saying. I don't want them to say I don't want to have nothing to do with it at all. I'm just saying that a lot of people, when they, when they approach it or whatever, they may come off with it like, not so like, trying to identify with you, or they just want to just put it out there or whatever. Like if somebody come to me and with some concerns, and they are speaking on a topic and they're saying that they're not a religious person or whatever, and I may ask the person, well, where did this stem from? Why is it that you feel this way? Before you can even give them meat, you have to start off with milk and find out why. What you know what I mean? Now, all of that, you may be saying, well, brother Peter Garcia, that's not necessarily for people to ask all of that. You know what I mean? What they have to do is step out on faith. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. I don't know. But my thoughts about it is this here, is that you have to get on the level with the individual. You have to start from scratch and go down and like, okay, let me see. Now, I want you to tell me if you think I'm wrong, and I'll say, oh, well, okay, then maybe I'll change the topic and do a little bit better or whatever. But this is just me interacting or whatever. And this person come and they say, well, like, I want you to tell me what you think of this video. Tell me what you all think of what I'm saying. This is just my honest opinion. If somebody has a problem with the word of God and they say, well, I don't believe in it because people take advantage of it. And, I'm not really into religion like that. And which I have been guilty of saying that multiple times. I have multiple videos where I have said that. And I said, I do read the Bible, but I'm not in it as like I should. I'm passionate about it. But I asked myself, why is it that I'm not as passionate about it as I used to? I need to get back to the level. That's what I'm telling myself. But I'm saying in the meantime, I'm just where I am right now, is that when somebody tell me that, man, look, I'm not religious, I'm not into it like that. People then abused it and all. I know we're not supposed to look at people and all those things or whatever. I'm not really into it like that. I'm just not no spiritual. I mean, I'm not religious, I'm just saying. Now, if I hear somebody say that, what should I do? Should I just say, well, we're living in the last days and God wants you to be, whatever, and we living in the last days or whatever, and you are compromising the spirit, you're refusing truth. And, if you come off like that, then the first thing they're going to say, well, okay, this person is not trying to identify with me. This person is giving me some information, but they're not saying, okay, I do feel and understand where you're coming from. I want you to tell me if you think that's a good product that is that a good way to come at somebody? I don't know. I'm just trying to learn, I'm curious too, because in my opinion, I feel like, okay, maybe I should give them truth or whatever. But at the same time, is it possible you can meet their needs and find out why? Okay, well, let me see if I can identify with this person and find out what's going on with this person to allow this person or got this person feeling this way or talking this way or whatever. Let me see, I'm concerned, where did this stem from? Why did you feel this way? Is it anything that I can do to help you have a better relationship with, God? What I'm saying, God uses people. You can't look at man, but I'm just saying, those are just my thoughts. You know what I mean? So the way that I fix this word at this video, tell me if you think I'm wrong, right or wrong in what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Simple word. So in my thoughts, in my opinion, I think you have to identify with the person and be like, okay, well, I do understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from. I feel where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? You know how you talking to somebody and you may be going through something and the person sit up there and say, well, You know what you got to do. You know what you got to do. You know you got to get your heart to do this here. I'm gonna be praying for you. You got to pray for yourself or whatever. Instead of like, okay, open up a dialogue and say, well, you know, let me find what's going on. What's going on, man? What's the problem? Whatever. How did you get to this point? What happened? Tell me what's going down. It would be like your son or your daughter, your children, or somebody coming to you and they telling you somebody down the streets hit me, and one of the first questions you may ask, you may respond by saying this. Well, why would they do that? And you might go and you might say, well, look, let me go down there and find out and see just what happened. You know what I mean? Let me go and find out what happened. What is going on? Why did this happen like this? What's going on or whatever? Why did this happen like this here? What's going on? You're gonna want to go. The wisest thing you're gonna want to try to do, you're gonna want to try to do is go and try to find out and see what happened and try to identify with what's going on before you make an assumption or whatever, or before the person end up going off or whatever. You know what I mean? So the wisest thing to do, that same thing applies to anything, the Bible, the biblical Bible, or anything. Be willing to identify with that person first. Like, okay, let me find out and see, why is this person speaking this way? You know what I mean? Why is this person speaking this way? What happened? What happened in this person's life that caused them to be able to want to speak? Because I'm like that. You know what I mean? If somebody come up to me with something, or they may like leave or not want to say anything or whatever, I'm going to respond in a concerned way. I'm gonna be like, well, what really sparked this person, or what made this person, or what caused this person to get to this point? What happened in their life? Because there is a stem with everything that happens. Everybody that goes through something, and everybody that do not have a close relationship with God or whatever, and they used to have one, you can always go back and ask them why. Where did that stem from? What happened? What triggered this person to be this way or become this way? I'm concerned about that. And then you sit them down and you talk to them, or whatever the situation. It don't have to be based upon the Bible and religion. It can be anything. You'd be like, well, okay, well, what happened in your life? What happened? What really brought this on? What is this? What happened here that caused this or whatever? And you'd be like, like, what? Let me try to find out. Let me see what happened. I'm concerned. Whatever. But just don't give a person information and then like just put it out there any kind of way, and the person not being concerned, because a lot of people is not going to be really receptive to what you're saying, and that's with anybody, with anything, it's like if you come at people the right way, and I think I did some videos about that too, and that's one of the things that I try to do, and I try to live that part. I may not be all the way into spirituality like I should, but I do try to, come at a person in the right way. If I want somebody to do something for me, then I come at them in the right way or whatever. I try to do that. I try to live that part as well. I may not be living all of the other things that I should be doing, but I do my best, and try to be the best a person in life that I possibly can. And I'm doing everything I can is to try to have a better relationship with God for the sake of those who send me the messages and the material that I should watch and click on to. I do try to do my best, and hopefully I can get better than what I'm doing. And that is the main focus, and the main purpose of my life is to do better in life. So that's what I want to do. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave these words with my audience or whatever. Those of you who have a closer walk with God, you know what I'm saying, or whatever you feel like you do or whatever, just all I can say is just keep me in your prayers, and I'll do the same for you all, and I do that's me saying I do my best. I may not be where I am, you know what I mean? But, you know, I'm doing my best is to do everything I can, you know. I know I can't do it myself. I know that God has to do it or whatever. And I said it like that for the sake of those who do have a relationship with him, because I don't want to, you know what I mean? For those who have a relationship with him, you know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, if I left anything out, I'll be back and I'll talk to you all later. I'm out. Okay.